Imagine having the chance to buy Google for $1 million. Now, imagine saying no. What if I told you the same company also tried to buy Facebook for $1 billion, but ruined the deal over a measly $150 million? Welcome to the most expensive mistakes in human history. Welcome to Fortune and Folly. The year is 1998. The internet is a wild, uncharted frontier, and standing at the absolute center of this new digital universe is one company, Yahoo. Valued at over $125 billion at its peak, Yahoo wasn't just a website, it was the front door to the internet. If you wanted to check your mail, read the news, or find a website, you went through them. They had the fortune, but what followed over the next 2 decades was a masterclass in folly, a series of disastrous decisions, boardroom blunders, and monumental almosts that cost them trillions of dollars. Today, we are looking at Yahoo's billion-dollar missed opportunities. Our first story of folly takes us back to 1998. 2 Stanford PhD students, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, had developed a revolutionary new search algorithm they called backrub, which they later renamed Google. But Larry and Sergey didn't want to run a business, they wanted to finish their studies. So they approached Yahoo and offered to sell their search engine outright. The price? A mere $1 million. But Yahoo executives said no. Why? Because Yahoo wanted users to stay on their portal as long as possible to view ads. Google's engine was too fast. It sent people away to other sites too quickly. Yahoo passed. Fast forward to 2002. Yahoo realizes search is actually incredibly important, and Google is now dominating the space. Yahoo CEO Terry Semel swallows his pride and approaches Google again. This time he offers $3 billion, but Larry and Sergey know their worth. They counteroffer $5 billion, or no deal. Terry Semel balks. He thinks $5 billion is outrageous. He walks away. Today, Google's parent company Alphabet is worth over $2 trillion. That $2 billion hesitation is one of the most expensive in history. But Yahoo wasn't done making history for all the wrong reasons. The year is 2006. A new phenomenon is taking college campuses by storm, a social network called the Facebook, run by a 22-year-old Mark Zuckerberg. Yahoo sees the writing on the wall. Social media is the next big thing. So they offer Zuckerberg $1 billion to buy Facebook. At the time, Facebook's investors were begging Mark to take the deal. It was an astronomical amount of money for a startup. Zuckerberg reluctantly was preparing to agree. But then fortune gave way to folly. Just before the papers were signed, Yahoo announced a terrible quarterly earnings report. Their stock tanked. In a move of incredible arrogance, Yahoo CEO decided to lower their offer. They dropped the offer from $1 billion to $850 million. It wasn't about the money for Zuckerberg, it was about the principle. The lowered offer gave him the perfect excuse. In 10 minutes, he ripped up the deal and walked out of the room. Facebook is now Meta, a trillion-dollar empire. Yahoo missed out again over a petty $150 million discount. By 2008, the cracks in Yahoo's armor were becoming massive holes. Google owns search. Facebook owns social. Yahoo was losing its identity. Enter Microsoft. Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer wanted to build a search engine to rival Google, and he wanted Yahoo's remaining user base to do it. In February 2008, Microsoft made a hostile takeover bid. The offer, $44.6 billion. It was a massive premium, far more than Yahoo was actually worth at the time on the stock market. It was a golden parachute, a lifeline, the ultimate exit strategy.
Yahoo's co-founder Jerry Yang, who had taken over as CEO, rejected it. He claimed Microsoft was undervaluing the company. He tried to hold out for more money, believing Yahoo was still the titan of the 90s. Eventually, Microsoft got tired of the games and withdrew the offer. Yahoo's stock immediately plummeted. The golden parachute was gone. What followed was a slow, painful bleed. Over the next 8 years, Yahoo went through 6 different CEOs. They bought companies like Tumblr for $1 billion, only to mismanage them into the ground. They suffered massive data breaches, compromising billions of user accounts. The portal that once defined the internet had become a dinosaur, completely outpaced by the agility of the modern web. Finally, in 2016, the end arrived. The core internet business of Yahoo, the email, the search engine, the news sites, was put up for sale. The buyer was Verizon. The price? Just $4.8 billion. A company that once passed up Google, alienated Facebook, and rejected $44 billion from Microsoft, sold for roughly 1/10 of what it was offered just 8 years prior. Yahoo's story is the ultimate tragedy of the tech world. It wasn't that they lacked brilliant engineers or early resources. They lacked vision. They thought they were a media company when they needed to be a technology company. They thought their early lead made them invincible, but in the world of technology, arrogance is the fastest path to obsolescence. Yahoo will forever be remembered as the company that held the winning lottery ticket 3 separate times and threw it in the trash. Thank you for watching this episode of Fortune Folly. If you enjoyed this deep dive into business history, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and tell us in the comments, which of Yahoo's mistakes do you think was the worst? See you in the next one.